We have to have the advantage in transition. By that I mean they should not score. Okay, we should be back every time, and we should be able to push the ball. We have to play faster, quicker, and harder than they do to win this game. Cut our turnovers down, all right? Keep fighting with our defense. We will hit a stretch where we make a lot of shots if we get stops and if we get out in transition.
Orlando Magic still without a fast break point through 6 quarters of these NBA Finals. We're at halftime of Game 2. Lakers have taken Game 1 and have a 5-point lead as we get set for the start of the 3rd quarter from the Staples Center. Dwight Howard working on the free throws. They're the only shots he's been able to knock down as his Magic down by 5. Hi again, everyone, with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy. Mike Green on hand. We'll check in with Doris Burke in just a moment. Magic had a couple of things they needed to change from Game 1. Points in the paint, defending that. They did better at that. Rebounding, they did much better at that. Still not shooting the ball well. But despite doing some of these things better, they're still down by 5, Jeff.
Well, your defense can only hold the fort for so long. But as we heard Stan say, they've got to play faster, and it goes both ways. Dwight Howard, as he's running back, can't point at Pau Gasol. He's got to sprint back and kick out Turkoglu and Lewis to the perimeter. So Trevor Ariza doesn't get this semi-transition three-point shot. Here again, allowing frustration offensively to impact your defensive effort. Again, pointing to Gasol instead of running back and guarding Gasol. Listen, the Magic are going nowhere unless they get all out from Dwight Howard on every possession.
That was our Gatorade cooler talk. Well, they finally got something going with one of their other All-Stars, Rashard Lewis, Mark.
Oh, absolutely. But if I'm Rashard Lewis, I say, hey, we all been invited to the party. Somebody get on the dance floor with me, because he's put on a clinic so far in this ballgame. Bad Laker defense. Rashard Lewis, wide open jump shots. He is the #1 threat for the Orlando Magic. This is just moving without the basketball, missed assignments, basketball moves, good job of being ready to lock and load. Rashard Lewis put on a clinic, knocking down shots. Aggressive, patient, got away, and when the ball found him, he did the rest. They need somebody else to help him on the offensive end.
And you see Lewis again, he had 20 points, the rest of the team had 15, knocking down some three-pointers. As Lewis, the one guy for the Magic to finally explode.
He was 8 for 12. Everyone else on the Magic, 4 for 25.
Ariza, shot won't go. Bynum tries to keep it alive, knocked out of his hands. Meanwhile, again, Mark, the Lakers, the story throughout the postseason, after a big win like they had in Game 1, do they come back with the same ferocity as Howard goes across and dumps it in? Did you see that from them in the first half?
Well, I saw it in spurts. But those shots by Rashard Lewis, that was bad defense. Kobe Bryant and Derek Fisher just before the half talked about it. There's nothing you can do. There's no adjustments there other than finding your man and contesting his shot.
Bryant puts it in. Bryant, a quiet 6 points. Looked to distribute more in the first half. He had 5 assists. The Lakers back up by 5. Here's the quarter in Game 1 where the game was blown open. Turkoglu, nice move to the basket. Turkoglu, who's really struggled shooting, able to get that one to go.
Well, that's where he has to be effective. North-south rather than east-west. He has to put the ball on the floor and look to make plays towards the paint.
As we said in Game 1, Turkoglu's like Odom as Howard deflects it. When Turkoglu plays well, Magic are a tough team to beat. Austin sidesteps Fisher, and just like that, it's a one-point game. And that's their first fast break point of these finals.
Those fast break points, Mike, are so unreliable. You can't trust them. Trevor Ariza's 3 in the first half should have been a fast break 3. They only got credited with 2 fast break points the whole quarter.
Sometimes a misleading stat, you think?
The most.
The most. All right, let's check in with Doris.
Well, guys, as you can imagine, Brendan Malone, the sentiments expressed by our guys very much the same as his. Difficult time finding a way to score. Jeff, you mentioned in the first half, when they entered the ball into the post and got cutters off that, they were pleased with that action. They'll try to do more of that. They also talked about beating them up the floor, picking up the tempo. We'll see how they do here, guys.
All right, well, Lewis picked up the tempo in the second quarter. Picks up the pace there as he draws the foul. And he'll go to the free throw line for the first time. Rashard Lewis, who grew up in Houston, was a big Rockets fan, says that's what he remembers most from the finals as a kid. He remembers in '95 when the Rockets beat the Orlando Magic. And of course, today is it's the anniversary. 14 years ago today, the Orlando Magic played Game 1 of the NBA Finals against Houston. That was a game they were up by 20 in the first half and lost it in overtime, wound up getting swept. So they are still, as a franchise, without a finals victory, 0 for 5.
I like the way they're coming out in this second half. Pushing the ball in transition, that's where they can be most dangerous against this Laker team. And then Turkoglu in pick-and-roll situations, making plays.
And they've regained the lead. They trailed by as many as 7 in that first half. Bryant, hand in his face, knocks it down. He had 18 in the third quarter in Game 1. He's off to a quick start here in this third quarter.
Listen, that's good defense, better offense. He's just too big.
Lewis got hit. As he tried to get past Gasol, they didn't call it. A little shaken up. Austin not close. Turkoglu tried to get the rebound.
I think he got kneed in the thigh, Mike, which is very painful.
Bryant, aggressive offensively. Turnaround shot. In and out. And in again. Here he goes.
Think about it, if you're Courtney Lee, you're thinking, oh, no, not again.
He outscored the Magic all by himself in that third period of Game 1, 18 to 15. He's got 6 points in less than 3 minutes here.
And Stan Van Gundy not wasting time, getting Peaches back into the ball game to defend Bryant.
Boy, Ariza has done a very good job on Turkoglu. Gets it from behind. Turkoglu draws a foul. And that's 4 on Bynum.
I'm not sure if that's good for Orlando or bad for Orlando.
Good point, especially the way Lamar Odom's playing.
And that's a foul. You know, jumping towards Turkoglu. Turkoglu takes the hit. How many teams in this league where the starting big man gets in foul trouble, they bring in another big and actually get better?
Well, I remember when Stan was coaching Lamar back in Miami. He always thought he was a top 30 player in this league because of his versatility, because he could drive it, he could post it. He was an, erratic shooter, but he could shoot it. And also, you never could face any pressure because he could handle and bring it and act like a point guard. So you could, the versatility that he brought to the game, he thought made it easy to coach the whole team.
And this year, he is a free agent, and at first wasn't happy coming off the bench, but then played it well, did some starting. As Kobe Bryant pulls up again, not that time. And Ray Austin nearly tipped it to Ariza. Why wouldn't he just grab that? Howard gets it deep, and a reach-in foul call on Kobe Bryant.
Well, right there, Dwight Howard has to read the defense better. He had an easy left-handed shot, but he turned back into Gasol. Here he has him sealed. Just go shoot your left hand jump hook going to the basket.
He's had a bunch of balls banged out of his hands a couple of times. Now single coverage against Gasol. Here comes Fisher to help out. Nearly got away with a travel. Petrus off the dribble. Gets it to go. Petrus' first field goal.
I like the way Dwight Howard's passing the ball out of the post, Mark. It's leading to some good shots.
That's how you make guys better on the floor. Take the double team, get rid of the basketball.
Gasol puts it in. Well, Howard would have had a few more assists. He had 2 in Game 1. He's got 2 here if they knock down some shots.
That's why assists sometimes are difficult, too, as Petrus drives to the rim. Because if a guy doesn't make a shot or he gets fouled, he doesn't get credit for a very good play.
Bryant to Ariza. Ariza on the drive, gets to the goal. Howard got caught on a Gasol screen. Seven and a half remaining in the third. Pace is picked up. Austin wide open. Boy, Austin hasn't even been close. 1 for 6 now from the field after a rough Game 1. Gasol is shaken up down the other end and slow coming up the floor. Austin now 0 for 6 from three-point range in the finals. Fisher to the basket. Boy, that one was going to say too easy, but he blew the layup. And here comes Austin the other way. Austin quickly to the basket. Blocked by Odom. Ariza the rebound. Bryant had it poked away by Lewis. Rashard Lewis keeping Orlando close in this one. Howard double team. block a jump ball.